Hi everyone. If you're a web3 developer, I have an exciting news for you. Actually, I developed a tool that's going to make your life much easier. The cool thing is that this project was selected for the previous challenge event, and I'm so excited for that. This tool installs all the required dependencies along with some code that's needed for backend and frontend by a common project that you have to develop. First of all, let me introduce myself uh, and let me tell the inspiration how I came with this idea. I'm a Sanla Kadri holding a bachelor degree in computer science along with 3 years of experience in web development, and I'm a big fan of JavaScript and React. Uh, I started web3 learning with a really cool community. Uh, Learn web3 dev. Uh, this community has some courses and tracks for students to learn web3. Uh, while I developing projects in these tracks, the most annoying part was that I had to install the dependencies for backend and frontend over and over for developing every project. So I prefer to avoid this kind of repetition just for saving time purpose. Uh, if you if you're reading, if you prefer reading, so I included the pull documentation for you. You can go deeper to that. But if you're like me, that you prefer video or reading, so let's get started. Uh, the first thing is that we should know the prerequisites. The prerequisites are Node.js and PlopJS. So you should have installed Node.js in your local machine. And the second prerequisite is PlopJS. You should install it globally in order to use it for different projects. PlopJS is a JavaScript package which is used for piles and code generation. You can go to their documentation from this link. For proper understanding, so that you can see that what is PlopJS, how can we use it. Actually, this is not a PlopJS tutorial, so I'm going to skip that. So let's implement that. Let's see how it works in practical. First, we need to make a root directory. So this name is up to you, whatever your project is, whatever your area you're going to implement. But as an example, I used whitelist dapp here, and you're familiar with that, and maybe you did that in the sophomore track. So I'm going to make a directory with the name of whitelist dapp first to implement this project. That our backend and frontend folder will later go. mkdir whitelist dapp. Then I'm going to switch to this directory. I will open up this in VS Code. But you can use whatever ID you prefer. The next step is that we should clone this repository from this link. I'm going to do that. This is a very small package. It's going to clone very soon. Yeah, you see that it's cloned right now. Then I should switch to this directory. All. Okay, now it's time to run this package. The first command is npm run init. It generates some scripts for us that we'll run later. And let's do that. npm running it. Cool. This command is going to collect some information from us regarding the project. The first information that we should go is choosing operating system. Why I included this option? As I mentioned, this project works on plapches and some scripts together. And you know that scripts vary from system to system. Unix system uses shell script with .sh command extension, and Windows uses batch file with .bat extension for running the scripts. So choosing the operating system right here will generate the scripts according to our operating system, that whatever we choose. For the moment, I'm going to choose Linux, so because I use Ubuntu. If you use Windows, you can select that. Great. The next step is that we should enter the backend directory name. This backend directory name will create it automatically by the script. The default name is Hothead tutorial if you want the default name. So first enter, otherwise type whatever you want. Suppose we want our backend name with backend. Great. Next, we should enter the contract name. So for the moment, I'm going to enter crap2dev. Crap2dev is my contract name, and you can choose whatever you want. And next, we should select the network, whatever network you want to use. Suppose I'm going to use Rapson. And the last step is that we should enter the frontend directory name. If you want the default one, press enter, otherwise type whatever you want. Suppose we want that our backend name should be frontend. Cool. This first command generated some scripts for us. Let's see that. The first file is backend.sh, and you see some instructions that I included here. And you see that I included all the dependencies that are required for backend, and some process that's going to create some folders for us. And you see that mkdir backend, so it will make a backend directory for us. This name comes from the password that we enter right here. So if you enter ABC, this will be ABC, and if you enter whatever, so that will be the same like that. Our package is initialized. So let's see what is next for us. So next, I'm going to prepare my backend. So I have a command for that. So actually, what does this command do for us? It executes this instruction. This command executes these instructions for us. So I'm going to do that. npm run backend. Cool. This command executes all these instructions automatically. You see, we install these dependencies, and we do these steps manually, but right now this command will do that for us, and that's cool. So I think we are done with first one. Now it's time to install Hothead. It will take some time. Cool. So now it's time to initialize the Hothead project, and there is some options. Actually, this part is not related to our script, to our package. It's related to the Hothead package. So I'm going to select the first option, and I think the Hothead package is updated a little bit. So it needs confirmation to install the new dependencies. But for the moment, I will skip it because it needs some time. But if you want to make the real application, the real decentralized application, you should select yes. Otherwise, your Java won't work and you won't able to run or compile that. Cool. Let's see. Let's see what the script did for us. And you see, it created the directory by the name of backend, and it installed all the dependencies that we defined for. You see that Hothead is installed, .env file, that env package is installed, and that's cool. Along with installing this kind of dependencies, it generated some files for us. The first file is .env that we need in every common project, and you see that with some code. This variable comes from the inputs that we choose earlier, right there. If we choose Robson here, so it's Robson. If we choose Rankaby, it should be Rankaby. Whatever we choose, it should be the same like that. And you see, that's not the uppercase, and this is the uppercase. These kind of functionalities is going to be managed by our package. If you name lowercase, so it will do that for you. If you need a camel case and whatever cases you want to implement in your project, so all that kind of cases, all kind of that functionalities is going to be managed by this package, and that's cool. The other file that's generated is Hothead config file with some code. You see, right here we need the network with lowercase, so it's lowercase. And you see that these .env now package is imported, and the next file is the contract name that's generated according to whatever you entered. You see the package generated a smart contract with a basic code, and right here you can write whatever project, whatever area you're going to implement. And the last file that's generated is deploy.js. So when we deploy our contract, we need this code, we need this file. So that's also generated with the names that we entered, and you see that. So cool, our backend is prepared. Now it's time. Suppose we write some code right here, and we want to make a frontend for that, a frontend website. So let's see what is the command for that. The command is npm run frontend. It will prepare the frontends for you, the same like we did in the backend. Cool. So I'm going to run that command, npm run frontend. So actually we have a script file behind this command, and that is in our package. You see frontend.sh. This command execute this script, and this script includes some of the instructions. You see that it will make a directory by the name of whatever our name is, and also it will install Next.js for us. It will install web3 model, ethers.js, and will generate some files. You know, if you develop as a decentralized application on Ethereum blockchain, we need these two models, right? To interact with our smart contract and front end. Cool. I think Next.js is installed. It's the time for web3 model. It will take some time. So it will get installed. I'm going to explain a little bit how I implemented this logic. You see, I define some generators. This is the first generator that collects some information from the user. And this is the second generator, backend generator. It generates some files for our backend, and it installs all the dependencies that we define for. And the third one is frontend generator. This generator is going to generate some files for our frontend. And also I defined some helper methods. You see that the first method is to Pascal case. So we need some names with Pascal case, like you see that in backend the contract name should be Pascal case. So by default JavaScript doesn't have support of Pascal case, so I defined a custom function for that, and also another function is get chain ID. Oh, cool. This chain ID returns the ID, whatever network we pass to that. So if it's Rankeby, it will return 4, and if it's Robson, it will return 3. If it's Mumbai, it will return 8001. Great. So let's see what did our script. It generated the files for frontend. First of all, it created a directory named by the frontend, then it installed all the dependencies that are needed and that we defined for. And you see Next.js is installed, ithers.js is installed, and these all dependency that we need are installed successfully. Besides that, so it generated some files. You see that the first file is index.js in the constant folder. You see that. So here we have some constant variable where we store the contract address right here, and we put the ABI code right here. And don't worry, I'm going to add some extra feature, and that the command will prompt you to enter the contract address. It will store right here, and also it will copy the ABI code from your backend, and we'll put it right here for you to make your job a little bit easier. Great. And the next file is that's generated is index.js file. I believe it's in frontend, the pages folder. Yeah, you see, all these packages that we need are imported automatically along with some code. You see that we have the connect wallet method. This method connects us with our wallet, and we need for every common project. If we want to develop a smart contract, so we should connect with the wallet. And also we have a method get provider or signer that we use while we interacting with a smart contract. For example, we want to read some functions, some methods, and if we want to write some transaction, so we need that. We need this method. And you see, even this value is dynamic. If you choose Rapston, it will be 3. If you choose Rankeby, it will be 4. If you choose Mumbai, it will be 8001. The same, this message, it will be according to whatever you entered. And this is the use effect hook that's going to load all these functions, and this hook will call all of these functions that we are defined for when our component mounted and the page load first. So it will call all these functions for us. And this is the HTML part, so that's empty. It's completely up to you, whatever user interface you want to use here and whatever your project is, that's completely up to you. So the needed part is generated for you. The other part that you want to implement, that's going to be different for different projects. So that's completely up to you. Awesome. This is all about this package. So I included all the documentation, so you can read that. Also, I have some plans for the changelog. I want to add some features. I want to make an npm package for that, and I will make a GUI application in Electron.js so that you can use it easily. And also I'm going to work to enrich that to reduce the user interaction. And actually, one of my goals is to make the life app developers easier. I know that how much struggles the developers have in their lives. So this is my first attempt that went successfully. If you see my Twitter, so I choose a title for myself, and you will see that I share Web3 tips and want to make the life of developers easier. So this is my first attempt that's went successfully. So if you like the package, if you like this kind of project, don't forget to give a star for me. It will keep me much more motivated, and I will do a lot of cool projects for you. And at the end, I will put the repository link in the video description. So thanks for watching.